Good afternoon. I want to read a quick devotional. Marching to your own drummer. You, who, who you are, who you are becoming, your dreams. Don't let other people define you. We want to belong, but we often allow this need for acceptance to shape us into something we're not. We jump off the Brooklyn Bridge because our friends did. We wear the clothes we wear because someone we've never met decided it's the latest fashion. To get ahead in life, we pine for attention from people who couldn't care less about us. And we often, and we find that who we are has become defined by a follow the crowd mentality, a patchwork of people who've sold their souls for the meaningless illusion that they belong to something. Remember, God loves you deeply and without reservations. So march to the beat of your own drummer. And the verse that they have at the end says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." Galatians 5:1. So, honestly, growing up, I remember, liking certain bands and certain clothes. You watch a movie and it becomes really popular, and, you want to wear what they're wearing or listen to the songs that were in the movies. I don't think there's anything wrong with enjoying that, enjoying a movie and maybe, thinking, wow, that's a really cool outfit, or you really love a song. But I think when it becomes something that you're obsessed about, and I'm not going to lie, it's very easy to become obsessed about um, a person, a celebrity, an item that you want, clothing item, or a certain song that you really like. Um, and also, just wanting to not be alone and go with the crowd. You have friends that are, going to places and doing things. And I have a couple of other verses that don't pertain to this devotional, but it was twice in 1 Corinthians. One is chapter 6, verse 12, and it says, "I have the right to do anything you say, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but I will not be mastered by anything." And then when I was going in further, 1 Corinthians 10:23 and 24, it says, "I have the right to do anything you say, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but not everything is constructive. Um, no one should seek their own good, but the good of others." So I just found it interesting that, yeah, we have a right to do anything. We live in a free country, and so we can choose to do so many things. I'm an adult. You would tell a child, you're not old enough yet. When you're 18, you can do this or that. At my work, you have to be 18 to run the baler, to put boxes in and stuff, because there's like insurance, and if they have somebody doing that that's not old enough, they can get sued if that child, that kid that's under 18, does that. And so I guess what I get out of this is, yeah, we can do many things. We have choices and moral compasses, and, we can choose to do anything we want. Um, but do we want it to master us? And is it constructive and beneficial? And oftentimes, if you stop and think for a minute, how beneficial is doing a certain thing? Is it going to be dangerous for you? Is it going to cause you to have nightmares? Is it going to cause you to feel guilty? Is it going to cause you to do something that you normally wouldn't do because you want to fit in, or you want to go have fun? Going back to the devotional I read, you're willing to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge. Are we willing to do that? Is that going to be something that's going to be harmful or deadly? Um, I would assume so. That's a dangerous thing to do just to fit in. Um, so you have to think about what you want for your life. You have to think about what are the important things in your life. Do you have family? everybody has family. They have a mom and a dad and maybe a brother or sister or more, and you have cousins and things like that, aunts and uncles. And a lot of people these days live far away from people. My sister lives far away. Um, my dad lives in another area. And so, I don't know where I'm going with this, kind of rabbit trailing. But basically, I think it's really important to choose the things that you're going to do that are going to, that you're going to feel good about. Um, Not just because somebody else is doing it. I think that really goes back to boundaries and that it's okay to maybe check some things out. But if you have something in your spirit every time you go and do that certain thing, and I'm not going to expand upon what it could be because it could be so many things. But if every time you go out with those certain friends or you go and do certain things and you feel, maybe at the time when you're doing it, it's like, hey, it's different, it's cool, whatever. But if every time afterwards you're paying a price for that, maybe you do have nightmares after that, or you feel guilty, or you're beating yourself up, or you're thinking, yeah, that's not really what I want to do, that's not for me. Again, we can't choose to fix other people. We can share some of our insight. We can say, hey, that might not be a great idea. I think prayer is a really good thing, because it allows you to step away from the person and you can just pray for them and you can ask God about it. And, really, you can just release them to God and say, you know what? I don't want them to be harmed. I don't want them to, and it might not be no physical harm, but spiritually, your soul. Every time you choose to do things that go against, your spiritual stuff and your body and different things, it does affect your life. And it can, really cause you a lot of pain, in your life, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul. So many people are walking around this earth, that have soul wounds, and they might not even know that they have that. They've been hurt as a child. They've been hurt in relationships. They've been hurt by the church. They've been, hurt by, people in the church and people outside of the church, and it hurts to have people go up against you, or because of the way you look, because of the way you talk, um, because of what you wear or don't have, if you have a lot of money or don't have a lot of money. um, I think that this world can be very cruel. I think that, it is hard to live in a world that really takes people for granted. And anymore, we have our phones. I'm on my phone right now recording, and you can end up ignoring, what's right in front of you. And so I really try. I'm not perfect, but when I'm with somebody, I have my phone, but I'll put it away, and I want to be present with that person. If I have to get on it for something, I will, but I want them to know, that they're important and they matter. And, we live in this life that's so busy, and we're always moving and going. I'm not in that season right now of, the rat race and being busy, and working full time and all that. I'm in a different season, and it really has opened me up to, being more present and having more time to enjoy things that I like. I love watching movies, and, I love to read, and I love to go out in nature, and I love to just take time and relax. I really love cooking. I don't cook nearly as much as I'd like, and I love to bake, but I haven't done as much of that because I also love to eat all of the, baking goods. I try to give them away, but anyways, um, just something to think about. Like, what are your passions? And that you can choose to, march to your own drum and decide what you want, and yeah, that means you're going to be different. That means maybe some of the people that you hang out with, or some people you'd like to hang out with, might not value what you would enjoy. But be a trailblazer. um, I'm really still, at 57, I'm still really learning so much. And I just really think that, There's so many things I still want to do. I've been in Alaska for 27 years, and there's things and places I haven't gone to. Right now, I'm without a vehicle, so I won't really be doing a lot of traveling, and I don't have a lot of money to, travel to places. I would still love to go to Hawaii. I would love to go and see my dad again. I'd love to go see my aunt. I'd love to visit my sister. There's lots of things I would like to do. Um, and it does take money, and I get it. That's cool. Um, but I don't know, just think about um, yourself, your unique self. What would you enjoy doing? Um, do you do pottery? Do you like to paint? I just met this guy recently. He hurt his foot, and so he has to sit at the doorway and greet people because it happened at work. And I just went up to him and I said hi. I said, "Oh, what's going on?" Because I knew he worked overnight, and he told me a pallet fell on his foot and everything. And then I just asked him a few questions, and I found out he's an artist. He likes to paint. And I really encouraged him. I said, "Well, you should do some painting again." And I said, "Maybe you should even sell," because he said he had so many paintings all over his wall and stuff. And he's very creative, and it was really a pleasure to talk to him. I don't know how old he is. He's probably 20s, something like that. But that doesn't really matter. It was just really interesting to talk with him and find out that, he really has a passion for painting. I like to paint too. I told him, I said, I don't paint like he does. I have paintings on my wall. There's a couple behind. Those were just sponged. And so, I don't know, find your passion of things that you enjoy, that are going to be beneficial to yourself, that you're going to feel good about yourself when you do them. And you can share those talents. You can give paintings to people if that's what you like doing, or you make pottery and you can give gifts, to people for their birthdays or for Christmas or whatever. Um, I've done many crafts in my life. I used to do beading, making, necklaces and bracelets and earrings and stuff. I did scrapbooking. I do collages. Um, and like I said, recently in the last couple of years, I have done painting. But just find your passion as to some of the things that you would enjoy and what you can share with others. um, I think it's about 15 above, and it was snowing. It's snowing a little bit right now. It is my day off. It's Saturday. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. um, but choose to do things that you want to do, not just because you want to fit in, not just because these are the greatest shoes and I want to have them, and maybe they're not really uncomfortable. I did just get a new pair of shoes, and I didn't get them because they're popular. I wanted to have them so that I can work at night and my feet will feel okay. Last night I felt like I was having trouble with my right foot, which is my usual issue, and my knee was feeling a little tired. So I'm still trying them out, but I'm willing to take them back if they don't work. Um, and I can at REI, you can do that. And they will, give your money back, or you can try a different pair. And they were expensive. They were $160. So I definitely want them to feel good on my feet. Last night at work was pretty busy. The PIC, the person in charge, was following around a guy, which really isn't her job. She's not LP, she's not loss prevention. But like for 2 hours, she would just kind of follow him around the store, and he would kind of drop stuff off. And he left with his cart. He didn't take anything. And she did it the night before too. So she gets like 10%, I think. Um, and so I think she's up to close to $100 between the 2 nights, for recovering the stuff, and it didn't go out the door. I really don't have time in my job, honestly, to chase after people. And it's not my job. I'm not getting paid. Um, I'm not loss prevention. I'm recovering the apparel section. I'm putting clothes away, and all night I just did returns. I barely got to, clean up the clothing area. So yeah, I feel like they definitely need more people to do their job. They think there's not enough people watching over the store to make sure people aren't stealing. I still think the answer to that is they need to block off the clothing department and only have one entrance in, and that people have to buy the clothes at the register. And they could even open up another area that has registers. I know, like at Sears, they had different areas in the store where you could buy. They could have different cash registers, within the clothing department. But that's really a really good way that people wouldn't be able to steal. They would have to come to the register. Just like at Costco, you have to show your receipt when you walk out the door. So they need to do something else. Whatever they're doing right now isn't working. I don't know. Or, anyways, that was just another thought. Well, I really hope you have a good day. I don't know if I'll post tomorrow. We'll see. But, I'm planning to post at least 6 days a week. And at least once a day. So I hope you have a good Saturday, and think about that. Think about your unique self and the things that you like. And you don't have to be a follower. I'm not saying you can't follow at all. There's people that you meet and it's really, cool, some things that they like, but make sure it's something you really want to do, that it's for you, and that you do enjoy it. And that later on you don't feel like, wow, that wasn't something I wanted to do, but I just wanted to hang out with friends. I didn't want to be alone, and if it's really causing you to feel guilt or whatever it is, you shouldn't feel guilty about going and doing something with friends or by yourself. You should feel good about what you're going to do. And that's aside from choosing to follow Jesus. I think we all, whether we choose to follow our Creator, we're going to have those feelings inside of, well, that really isn't right for me. That's really not making me feel good. And then we're going to have stuff that's going to happen to us. I really believe that what we choose to look at and say and hear will affect us. I know that when I hear more profanity, I will swear more. And so I really have to be careful. I don't really choose movies that have it. There are a couple movies that I really do like, and it does have some swearing. Anyways, you really just have to guard your mind and your heart. And you have to decide what's going to be in there. And you really have to pray against those things. I am not perfect, and I make so many mistakes. But I really do want to do the right things, and I really do want to honor Jesus. And so again, I just want you to have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon. If not Sunday, Monday. All right, take care. Blessings.